You have a remarkable vision for the future, and we are all very honored to be able to follow that vision. And I'm honored to be here with so many folks here today as we celebrate and commemorate the important purpose that we all have to missing children and the issue of missing children in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And I want to offer my thanks to all of the families that are here to tell their stories, because we know that every time those stories are told, you relive the pain and the haunting loss that still stays with you day after day after day. But we come here together for two reasons primarily. One, so that we can remember those children and continue to say from this building throughout the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and beyond that those children are our children, and we will not forget them. We will not give up, and we will never stop on the cause that brings us here today. And that is the second message. And that is the second message. The second message is that we've done incredible things in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts with incredible people. And we have a lot of folks to thank for that. Secretary of Public Safety, it's wonderful to have you here. For the work that you do, we owe you our thanks. Attorney General Coker, for your commitment to making sure that folks that predate on other folks are prosecuted and given the sanctions that they deserve, and for your commitment to proaction to trying to prevent those incidents from happening in the first place. And you know, over the last few weeks, we've all been reminded once again of just how proud we should be of our Massachusetts State Police and our local police departments. And we have seen them stand in the face of dramatic terror and confront that terror and say that in this society we will maintain the rule of law and we will maintain peace and order, and we have the professionals to get the job done. But today we also think about another goal that we owe our thanks for to all of our folks in law enforcement. And those are the long days and the long nights, maybe without some of the drama that we saw surrounding the marathon, but on a mission equally as important, pouring through records, chasing down leads, always keeping in their hearts and their minds the children that appear on this screen, and never, ever giving up. That is a critical mission, and we owe you our thanks. There's been a lot discussed today at this microphone, as there should be, about the power of information and the power of knowledge to prevent incidents from happening and to respond to them effectively and efficiently when they do. Because we know, and we've seen it powerfully demonstrated by the use of Amber Alert over the last several days, how important it can be to have timely information to prevent a tragedy that will be with us for the rest of our lives. We've had an incredibly proactive record in Massachusetts with things like Amber Alert, with increased DNA testing and collection of evidence, with things like bolstering the Sex Offender Registry Board. And there is one tool that we owe to all of the children in the Commonwealth and all of those who serve in law enforcement that has been making its way through the legislative process, whose time has now come. And that bill is Molly's bill, named for Molly Bush. And named so not only in her memory, but also because of the incredible advocacy of her family. For those of you that have had the chance, and I hope you all have, to talk with the incredible Bush family, I don't believe I've ever met a stronger family in my entire life. You have heard Maggie talk about the white car, about the car that day after day after day she thinks about and wishes if only there was that additional piece of information that would help to bring another lead in the case. Molly's bill would go a long way toward providing that information by simplifying our license plate system in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, making it more recognizable, more memorable, and more useful for the purpose that to identify motor vehicles in times when that information is needed. In a crisis, in an emergency, or in the midst of the perpetration of a crime that will strongly and negatively impact a child and our society. And so it is time that we act. It's time that we act to provide the folks in law enforcement for whom we owe gratitude that is almost inexplicable and certainly incalculable with that additional tool. And time to enlist everyone in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts who is on our roadways, on our sidewalks, watching traffic in their daily lives with that little advantage that can mean the difference between a car that passes by without detection and a valuable lead that prevents a tragedy. So I hope that we all will join together and make this the year that we add that tool. And along the way, I hope that we will persist, that we will act when we can, that we will contemplate a future that is free of child abduction and missing children, and that we will hold in our hearts all of those who have been the victim of this terrible situation, and we will make a solemn commitment to them that there will be a day when we will gather here, and we will remember them, and we will say at long last, never again. Let's continue to hold that up in front of us, and let's continue to walk forward together as we in Massachusetts know that we can. And let us continue to fulfill our destiny as leaders in public safety and child protection. God bless you all, and thank you for being here with us.